In The Rotation of Crops, Kierkegaard compares the good life to the way that farmers rotate crops. Farmers rotate the soil for the crops in order for them to receive all the nutrients they need to flourish. Kierkegaard relates this farming practice to that of the human experience. He states that in order for a person to live out the best possible life, they must avoid boredom. In order to avoid boredom, people should constantly change their surroundings and relationships. This, according to Kierkegaard, allows one to maximize the enjoyment and pleasure derived from each activity. He also believes that committing to a person or activity will eventually lead to boredom, and in order to live the best life, humans should avoid forming lasting relationships with one another. A good example of someone who would lead this type of lifestyle would be someone who, for lack of better words, sleeps around. This type of person does not want to settle down and be stuck with a single person. They do not take responsibility for their actions, and they also seek to participate in only activities that will bring them immediate pleasure. Their inability to constantly repeat an activity in the guise of boredom would render them utterly incapable of any sort of commitment. I feel that it is also important to note that this way of life can only be selected by a few. In order to follow his way of life, a person must be able to be supported by money. His method of living includes leading a life free of work, since work would lead to boredom. For the vast majority of society today, and as well as in Kierkegaard's time, this is a financial impossibility. Socrates' view of a perfect life was the polar opposite of Kierkegaard's. He believed that the best way of life is to place the values of temperance and self-control at the center of the human experience. We must have control over our desires, or else our desires will control us. Socrates states that in order to experience all of the good in the world, we must also experience unpleasant events. This contrasts with Kierkegaard's way of life because Socrates saw the value in work even if it is considered boring. Kierkegaard, on the other hand, would be quick to quit work in order to accrue more pleasant experiences. Socrates worked repeatedly upon improving himself as a person, while Kierkegaard cautioned against the boredom of marital condition. Socrates viewed it as a psychological exercise that allowed him to become a stronger and better person. Socrates did not view his wife as something to be controlled, but rather as a challenge to improve himself. Well, when one considers Socrates' view of his marriage to Xanthippe, the union was anything but boring.